I gotta just
Here we go.
There we are.
hello everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome all. Hey,
Evening.
Steve. Hey, Roberto. Welcome, Jeff and Bob.
Hey there. Are we on Twitch also?
We are. I just started the stream, so you might need to refresh if you're in the Twitch app, which you can do by just sort of swiping down on it. Hello, Melinda.
Hey, folks.
It's not swiping on my Lume Pad. Maybe it's not swipeable.
Are you in Twitch? You might maybe just want
Oh,
to.
here we go. It says live now, and I'm getting the side-by-side
Oh,
logo.
fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes there's a delay as Twitch
Now,
figures
do
it
I
out.
need to set it to a different format though, right?
So what you'll want to do in Twitch, are you on your Loom pad?
Oops. Yeah, I am.
Great. So you'll want to share it to the that Layatube, or what is the name of that app? You share it with, yeah, the Layatube app,
Okay.
and that'll
Come on.
give you the 3D. Well, welcome everybody. Um, I am waiting for Jay. Let me put the streaming links in the chat. For those who are new, we have a couple ways to view tonight's slideshow in 3D, depending on the devices or gear that you have. And I will be sharing my screen with a full width side-by-side version of the slideshow as well. We're going to start off with some images that are not in the poll, not in the competition. These are AI generated and AI stereo conversions that that Jay has been working on, and when he arrives, we'll get started. Let's see. Let me set up our poll. Actually, no, I'll wait until after Jay is here. Welcome, Peter. All right.
Hi, Matt. My sound working okay?
Loud and clear. We can
Well, then I'll
hear
turn
you.
it
We can
off.
see you. Okay. It's not that we don't want to
Thanks.
hear from you, but I get it. All right. I'm just going to wait another minute for Jay before we get started. And while we wait, does anyone have anything they would like to announce or share with the group, 3D related or otherwise? What are you holding up there, Steve?
I just got this SpongeBob. I'm gonna have to turn off the background here.
There it is.
Uh, oh, SpongeBob sponge out of water. I think it was like $8 at Amazon. Boy, it's really funny. Great 3D effects, a lot of surreal stuff. They build a time machine, and it's a three-dimensional tunnel. It's my kind of stuff.
All
So
right.
I recommend if anybody in the area wants to borrow it. I'm recommending it.
Of course, I've got my copy too, so if anyone wants to borrow mine, just let me know.
You just borrowed yours.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have it.
Where did you find
Add to
yours,
my
Steve?
animation collection.
Yeah, of course.
I have a question or
Yeah.
an announcement.
Yes, Peter.
Peter Sinclair speaking. I'm going to 3D Con in Albuquerque, and I'm wondering if anyone has a Meta Quest 3 they don't want or are willing to part with, because I'll be there and I'll buy it for them, assuming it's reasonably works and got all the pieces and blah, blah. So if anyone has one and going to Albuquerque, let me know.
All right. Thank you, Peter. I sold my MetaQuest 2, but it sounds like you're looking for the 3 anyway.
Yeah, I have a 2 as well. I want to upgrade.
Got it. Well, good luck and enjoy
Yeah.
3DCon.
If anybody on that theme, if anybody knows of a Lume Pad 2 being sold anywhere,
Yeah,
reasonably priced, I was showing it to a friend. He's really interested in getting one.
And those are getting rare now. Yeah. Yeah. Jeff, I see your hand is raised.
Hi, my name's Jeff Wilkinson. I went to the Oakland Stereo Club in the early 80s
Yes.
in Piedmont, and I was in my early 20s then. And I want to get back into stereo photography. And is this somehow related to that Oakland Camera Club from way back when?
Indeed, it
the same.
is. Yes. When you were visiting the Oakland Camera Club, there was a stereo division, and the stereo division is all that remains of the Oakland Camera Club. And several years ago, I don't know how long it was, 10 years ago, time just seems to fly by now, we changed our name from the Oakland Camera Club to the Golden Gate Stereoscopic Society to better reflect who we are and what we do now. So yeah, we're one and the same. And I will put a little bit of history in the chat for you so you can get the scoop.
Okay.
But welcome back. You're
Thank you.
definitely in the right place. You're going to see some fantastic stereo photos tonight. There are links in the chat, different ways to view the photos, and of course you can also watch them on the shared screen. Welcome, Jay. Jay, I don't want to put you right on the spot, but if you're ready, we'll start the slideshow. I wanted to kick off with your photo collection. Are you ready for the spotlight?
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
There's really not that much to explain.
Sure. I think it'll be a lot of fun to go through them. Let
Yeah.
me share my screen here, and this always takes a few tries to get the right screen. Well, sometimes it does. Let's see, is that the right one? I think it is, yes. All right, so if you're following along, you should see our title screen. Now, we're not voting on these. We're just going to enjoy them, and we'll hear from Jay how they were made. And Jay, just a heads up, I'm starting with the AI version that I'm alternating to the original, if that makes sense. But let's go ahead and start the show.
Matt,
This
and you're
first
recording?
image, yes. What was that, Bob?
Are you recording?
Am I recording? Well, it will be recorded on the YouTube stream, yes.
Oh, okay.
This image, this is a conversion. Corkscrew is the title. We'll see the original with the next image. But Jay, tell us about this technique and the tools that you're using to create these.
Okay. Basically, I'm using Gemini AI, and I was seeing YouTubes about how special effects companies are using AI in that they're not doing it totally from scratch. They're giving it like a low quality, low detail Blender 3D image, and then AI adds the extra texture and lighting. So I started out actually with a comic, but then tried line illustrations. I love Kelly Freyas, so I looked for some of his illustrations and basically just gave his illustration to Gemini AI and said, make this for a realistic reel.
Let's take a look at that original.
Yeah.
You can toggle back and forth if you'd like, Jay. This, of course, is a 2D image. You'll be seeing it flat. So, Jay, am I right that you took this original image and told Gemini to create a photorealistic version of it?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, the prompt was literally as simple as transform this into a real photograph.
Well, it did an impressive job. Let me go back.
Yeah,
and
it
forth.
did miss the corkscrew on the end of the unicorn.
Oh, yes.
Grok didn't miss it. And could have tweaked the prompt, but this was an experiment.
Yeah. Now tell us about the 3D conversion.
Oh, just RenDepth, the Windows program.
RenDepth. I'm going to put that in the chat. I've never used RenDepth. Is it a subscription type service? Is it a free service?
Oh, no, totally free.
Totally free.
I just decided to make it for free. I think I've mentioned it before.
Yeah, you definitely have.
Yeah.
Now, this photo that is being displayed now, Hoop Maker is the title that you gave it. It is a conversion of an AI created image based on...
I just Googled for some woodcut images, engravings. So this was one of the first that came up that looked interesting.
It did a
And if you go
remarkable
back and
job.
forth, it's amazing how close it kept to the image, to the original.
It's oh, I went the wrong way. It's amazing how accurate the machinery is. I'll go back and
can
forth
you-
one more time. Yeah. Oh, nope, sorry, it went the wrong way. And there's the AI conversion.
What seems really interesting to me is that woodcut had a sort of a copy protection logo on there, and it looks like it just ignored that.
I think part of some later prompts I said ignore text.
It's that easy.
I guess it's not such good protection.
Not in the age of AI.
Jailbreaking.
Right. All right, let's move on to another one. Jay contributed 4 of these. This is based on some Jack Kirby artwork, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
I'll keep
I
it
love
up on
Jack
the screen
Kirby.
for a few moments. And
So-
in a moment, we will look at the original.
Excuse me,
So-
Matt.
Yes.
Could you go back to the woodcut for just a moment? I stepped
Sure.
out of the room and missed the woodcut of the machine guy
You
that was
got
just previous to this one. There we are.
should be popping up if it hasn't already. Yes.
And that's from like a woodcut from the 19th century or something?
Mhm.
Wow. Fantastic.
And then if you've forgotten, here's Jay's conversion. Very impressive.
Indeed.
The 3D is perfect.
I mean, the
Yeah.
spokes on the flywheel are set too far back.
Yeah.
There's something strange about one of those bolts on the base.
Yeah, I did not go in and tweak it. It was just real quick proof of concept.
Will rend depth give you a depth map to work with to edit?
Yes.
Oh, that's a really nice feature. You can do a lot with those depth maps. I think this one's very successful. Let me put up the original artwork here. It solved some creative problems with this one. I'm impressed that it knew to put the planets in the far background instead of rendering them as like bubbles on the same plane. Very nice.
I think AI likes Jack Kirby.
I'll just go back and forth again one more time on these.
Yeah, considering the irregular color patterns, I'm impressed that it was able to detect the human figure, differentiate the arms.
That's a good point, yes. And this is Jay's final contribution for tonight's slideshow. He called this
Strange Fish. Yeah.
Fish.
So this is an illustration by Kelly Frias. It was from one of the Frederick Paul's Gateway books. So, yeah, the black and white was just see how little it had to work with.
Yeah, let's take a look. It's really remarkable. And that's the original that the photorealistic version is based on.
It'd be nice.
FYI, the rend depth uses depth anything as one of its main sources. So if you have depth anything from Masuji Suto, which I've been using quite a bit.
That's an option in rend depth?
Well, I've been working with Harold Bays on one of my shows, and he knows a lot more about the depth maps than I do, but he was mentioning that rend depth actually uses the program of depth anything as its model, or one of its main models.
Oh, okay. Very interesting, yeah.
And Jay, I'm a big fan of Kelly Frias ever since the Mad Magazine days that I grew up on, and all those gang of idiots, Wally Wood and Jack Davis, and Bill Elder.
I'm gonna put,
it'd be nice to be able to bring forward the bubbles and little current details. The spirals behind the fish should be at their plane.
I'm impressed it seemed to understand that this is an aquarium, or that it could be rendered as an aquarium, and that the 3D conversion seemed to get that also. I guess it does have the sides that we can see.
Yeah, even a reflection of the glass.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed at how fast it's become.
How many of these have you generated, Jay?
Just a few others. I mean, it was literally yesterday I came up with the idea and just started going.
Incredible. So 24 hours, it sounds like.
It was just like 2 or 3 hours of just searching for some images and processing it.
Wow.
And as a Gemini, it just, 20 seconds and we got,
It does seem to have missed that the details in the anemones are all eyeballs.
Oh, that's the original.
Yes, but it doesn't seem to be present in the conversion.
Yeah, it is.
I think they're kind of recessed in the
Yeah.
3D.
Too recessed.
Yeah,
But, you know, if I try a few more prompts,
I could probably let them know it's all eyes.
Well, actually, if you zoom in, there really are eyes there. The eyes are set a little deeper.
Yeah, they're sort of recessed and in shadow also in the rendered version. Wow. Well, thank you, Jay. These are fascinating and inspiring, and I hope you show us some more. It's
yeah, I could see just being able to make sketches to get elements for doing compositions.
yeah, it can do a lot more than just generate an image from nothing.
I
All
wonder
right.
if the game
Yes.
Pictionary could be used with this stuff. I don't know if anyone knows the game Pictionary. You sort of draw a half-assed drawing to get people to guess what it is.
And
Then you
then
could
people
load
use
your
AI
crazy,
instead of guessing.
yeah, or yeah, load it and make it a full-blown nice image, perhaps. I don't know.
I think that's an experiment you should try, Peter. Or you could play Pictionary with the AI and see
I
how
have
fun
zero
that is.
drawing ability.
Okay, well, we'll see if you
I
can
can't
fool
do a
the
stick
AI.
man properly.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, thank you, Peter.
I definitely want to try getting one of those artist mannequins and photographing it and then say where it should be. Might be a really quick way of developing things.
Sure. Give it an image and then ask it to add to it. It sounds like. All right. Well, thank you, Jay. Let's move on to our slideshow of stereo photos. I am going to start the poll right now, and I will read the instructions again. During the slideshow, as each stereo photo is displayed, please use the poll to rank each stereo photo on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being okay, 5 being wow. The poll can be used inside Zoom as a sidebar, and let me launch this as I'm saying that. And if that's not convenient, you can also use your smartphone or tablet with the QR code that I'm about to put in the chat. And bear with me here. And there's the QR code, and I need to set this up myself real quick because I will be using my smartphone. It will prompt you for... Oh, I thought it would prompt you for an email address. Maybe it won't. In any case. And I will show the results after the slideshow. Participation is optional. But if you're able to participate, please do. The more votes we get, the more accurate the results are. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first photo is by Melinda, and the title is Long Way Down. And Melinda, before you start, let me just remind everyone that the YouTube and the Twitch streams have a delay of 5 or 10 seconds or so. So if you don't see it, it'll pop up. Just sit tight. Melinda, take it away.
Yeah, so this is Dead Man's Point. It's on the Land's End Trail. I had never been on that trail before, so I went to check out a new area near me, and found lots of good stereo content. Highly recommend the area. It's a nice hike. And then of course I had to go off trail and see the scary cliffs myself, and I can report that they are indeed scary. I went past the sign with the scary pictures and everything, and got here, saw this dramatic view down to the water, and it was interesting having my own little call of the void moment, standing there, realizing that it looked like the cliff was even undercut, and I don't know how secure the ground was where I was standing. It's an interesting feeling. And I was kind of wondering, well, they should warn somebody. But then I realized, oh no, I went past all the warnings. They did what they were supposed to do. So I sort of held the camera out at arm's length, and that was about as close as I was willing to come. So that's about it. I also decided not to use a border because I thought it sort of felt like the border gave a little bit of security, and without the border, the uncertainty seems to add to that sort of queasy feeling, I think.
I definitely get a sense of vertigo from this one. How far do you think that drop is, Melinda?
Far enough.
Yeah.
Maybe 50 feet.
Yeah.
Maybe more. But it's pretty steep. Like, I'm usually not too afraid of these sorts of things, even if I slipped. It's not like a complete fall, but this was sketchy enough that it definitely gave me pause. So I don't really recommend anybody go out to the edge of this particular spot, but there are other beautiful overlooks and things where I'm sure you'll be quite comfortable.
Yeah, but not as successful a subject for stereo photography, probably.
Could be. Like I say, I think it's a pretty stereo rich area, and not just talking about the cliffs, but lots of beautiful views and a lot of lush vegetation, and it's quite lovely, really.
Well, what was your stereo base here? It looks like it's pretty narrow, judging from the grass at the bottom.
It's the Beam Pro. So
Okay.
what is that? 2 inches, something like that. 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
it's when you have a narrow base, you can still get a good sense of space and distance if you manage your foreground properly, and that seems to be what you've done here.
Yeah, and I like to be able to see depth for a fair ways away. So it looks like at least the lower, I don't know, 2/5 are in good stereo.
Yeah, that tree halfway down still has some distance on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was just about right.
Yeah,
I have
it
a
definitely gives you the
very
you
good
are
sense of
standing
depth.
there feel, which you wouldn't get with a wide base. You wouldn't be able to have that grass at the base converge.
It might be interesting to have your feet at that cliff's edge there, where the grass is that Tor is
Not that we're
describing.
recommending you go back and do that.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about it for sure.
Maybe just bring some shoes and stick
There
those
you
out at
go,
the
yeah.
edge
all
without
of
your
these
feet in
thoughts,
them.
all of these thoughts went through my head.
Yeah.
I wanted to, but it was sketchy. Yeah, I didn't want to spend a lot of time right there,
Yeah,
but I did want to get the shot.
bring a pair of shoes on a stick.
Well,
Yeah, I was kind of thinking it all through, but in the end, I decided this was fine.
I'm glad you survived it. Thank you, Melinda. Very nice.
Me too. The risks I take, all for you.
Yeah, all for your art. That's what we live for, and maybe die for.
Sometimes, but if there's no risk, then it doesn't mean quite as much.
That's right. No risk means dull photos. All right. Thank you, Melinda. Steve, we have your tubular up next. And that will
This
be
is
coming
one
up.
I intended to do last month, but I don't think I've submitted it before. I had it among a collection to submit, but I didn't think I think I had too many. Anyway, this is a museum in Norway devoted to the aurora borealis, and the sculpture had some depth. It's kinetic sculpture. These images are projected on these. There's a bunch of little tubes, and that makes the a three-dimensional version of the aurora borealis.
Yeah, you showed us something similar. I don't know if it was this same exact shot.
Oh, maybe I did submit it. I almost added a note because I had remembered having it in my list and then taking it out, but I apologize if I've shown this before.
It's a similar shot to one you showed last month, but I think it is. Is this would this be a separate shot, or would this be maybe one that you edited since we last saw it?
I have several that came out. I have several that came out pretty good that are on my list. So it could have been that too.
Yeah.
So if you've seen it, yeah, feel free to move on.
Well, it is an effective stereo photo, so I don't want to just dismiss it because it's similar to another nice one that you showed us. But what are these, like individual strands, filaments or something?
Something like that. I'm trying to remember. So, I saw a lot in that trip, and it's been a while. But yeah, you can sort of see it. They're little. I think they were like plastic rods.
Okay. Well, I recall you mentioned you weren't totally impressed with those auroras, but you certainly got some impressive stereo photos out of that trip. So thank you for sharing them.
Well, I mean, yeah, just to be clear, it's very impressive. But it comes out better. I'm sure you've heard this before. It comes out better in photographs than it does to the naked eye because it's not as bright. The camera actually is sensitive, and phones are sophisticated enough that they take exposure long enough to see how spectacular it is. But it's kind of amazing just to be there and look up in the sky, and there it is. But yes, not as bright. But to know, oh, okay, that's what it looks like. It kind of looks like a slightly colored lightning um, behind like fog or something, is what it looks like to the naked eye.
Okay.
And then the photographs, because a lot of times I was just holding my camera up and saying, maybe I got something, and I'd look at the photographs and go, oh, wow, I did get something.
Got something you couldn't even see with your eyes.
Exactly. I see enough to know where to point the camera. Because it's not always something there.
Well, that's a technique that even I can do. All right. Well, thank you, Steve. incidentally, before we move on to the next one, I am running the timer tonight just so that we don't run too late, giving 5 minutes per each image, which should give us plenty of time to discuss. But if you hear the music, that's what's going on. It's time to move on. That said, Roberto, welcome. We have one by you, and it's coming up. The title is Fan Festival.
Yes, well, this one I took it last week during the match between Japan and Brazil. And it was a really interesting match because Japan was winning and we were like amazed that Japan could defeat Brazil. And the ambient was really nice because on my left I had all the Japanese fans, and on front of me and on my right I had the Brazilian. So it was a really immersive experience, and it was a fun afternoon. I wasn't even expecting to be there. I only went to pick up some stuff that I left in a workshop that I watched that they were going to fix it, and they were late, so they told me that I have to wait 2 hours. So I went to watch the match.
All right. I think this one is really aided by all the verticals, the raised hands with the phones or the selfie sticks.
Yes, this was one of those moments that they were almost they will almost scored. So they raced because all the time, well, almost all the time they were like only watching, and this was like the crowd cheering when they get close to the score. And well, I believe the first guy that you can see his head, I believe it's a little bit too close to the cameras, but well.
It is a little close on the Lume Pad.
Yeah, it's
Not
definitely
much you could
outside
do
the
about
window on the TV.
I mean, the window is not really the problem. It's just that it's so close. You
Yes.
definitely want to move to the left a little.
Actually, I have to fix it with stereo photo maker because it was more dramatic. So I have to reduce a little bit the effect of the head.
Well, it's still gonna be the closest thing in the image, so it sort of takes all the attention.
Yes.
Does that mean you're giving Roberto a yellow card?
I'm giving him a gold card.
Right. Yes, there are no fouls in our slideshow. I'll call this successful. Roberto, I have a technical question for you. What cameras did you use? Is this your Sony RXOs?
Yes, my Sony RXOs, and I took it in the middle of the day, but I screwed it because my shutter speed was a little bit slow, and I burned it. I burned the image, so I have to bring it down in affinity, so you can see all the colors. But the sky, as you can see, I blew it up.
Well, that actually answers my question because I've tried to photograph screens like this with my Sonys, and because the shutter speed tends to be so high on those cameras, I can never capture the full image. I'll get like an interlaced effect on these big screens. So I'm impressed you were able to get that screen and
perfect
show
but not the
what's
sky
happening. You know,
it looks like
the
the action on screen is between plays. Nobody's running around, so that might have helped.
Yeah, maybe you could do a little 3D conversion in that screen.
Also, yes, it could be
Yeah.
interesting.
It could be.
I will propose it to FIFA next
There you go.
World Cup.
Giant auto stereo screens that would.
I saw, well, I don't know if it was real. I believe it was a bar in the States that they have like this spheric screen, like similar to those that you have in Vegas. And it was a little bit immersive because it was like a 360 degrees shot, but it was like if you were in the middle of the seat. So it was, I don't know if it was AI, because on this day you don't know what is real and what is not.
Right. Well, we can dream.
Well, the referees already wear cameras on their heads, and they occasionally go to a shot of the referee's point of view.
Yeah.
They can easily put a stereo mount on the guy's head.
Yeah, sure.
And they wouldn't need converting or anything. Just show it.
Just two cameras.
But go ahead, Roberta. Tell FIFA next time for that one.
Sure, I do.
I loved your picture.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Roberta. That's the time we have for this one. I'm going to move on. Before I move on, I think I forgot to remind everyone regarding the poll, please don't vote for your own photos. I mention that because this next one is mine, and of course I'm not going to vote on it. Now, if I've shown this before, tell me, because this is from the landscape series that I did this spring, and I got so many photos out of that project that I've kind of lost track. But I'm very happy with this one. This is in Point Richmond, looking out over the San Francisco Bay. That's the Chevron refinery Long Wharf, where those ships are. And then in the background, that's Mount Tamalpais. The figure walking on the path is me. I shot this remotely. There were people traversing that path, and I really wanted a person in this, but they were all wearing dark clothing and they kind of disappeared into the shadow. So I just took matters into my own hands. I used my old Canon DSLRs for this, and the cameras were spaced between 2 and 3 feet apart. I forget the exact number. I did some calculations, but ultimately just kind of eyeballed it when I got there. And yeah, it was a successful project. You can tell I took this in the spring because the grass is still green. It's all dried up and brown now, but I'll continue this project next year when the rains come.
You know, this is similar to one you showed, but this seems to have more of a compression. What focal length were you using on your two Canons?
Oh, good question. That would have been, it would have been something like probably 40 millimeters or something. So yeah, you're going to get a little bit of flattening. I think, Bob, you probably saw this. I showed this at the Cascade Stereo Club.
Right. I seem to recall you had one with people walking the other direction, but also I noticed that one didn't have the background as close as this one, which I like. I like seeing those ships and the water closer in, which your other one did not have. And this seems a little more saturated as well on that background.
Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, thank you. This is pretty much out of the camera. I think I did bring the shadows up a little bit. I shot this in the morning, around 8 o'clock. Well, might have been a little later because it was a little early in the year. So I'm very happy with the light also.
Yeah, the light's exquisite, and the and the air is so clear. It's such a rare day, and great time of day, and really nice stereo composition. I like this a lot.
Oh, thank you.
I just kind of wish you were in the light. I don't know if you could manufacture that, but
I'm sure I could move myself over into that light that's just behind me. That would be a pretty straightforward Photoshop job. That's something that I think does detract from this image. And that's why I ended up using this shot with my white shirt. I just couldn't time it to get someone in that little bright spot. And it was a clear day. I also hit this with the dehaze tool in Camera Raw in Photoshop. Just a little bit. I never bring that slider up to more than like 10 or something so that it doesn't become too like artificial looking. All right, thank you. Our next photo.
Excuse me, this is Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
I've lost the polling. I'm on Zoom. Is there a button to do the polling?
Let's see. In Zoom, if you don't see a poll or what you're looking for is an icon that says polls/quizzes. And if you don't see it with your Zoom icons, you might check. There might be a more icon. It's a circle with 3 dots in it.
I see it. Oh, there it is.
And there it is.
Aha. Okay.
Fantastic.
Got it.
Sounds like you're back on track.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
All right. Bob, you're up next. This is a conversion.
Mm-hmm.
And Pervana is the title. Now, Bob, I'll let you explain this. I do have your notes, but take it away.
Yeah. This was a request from a friend, Chris Schneeberger, excellent photographer, who wanted a reflecting pool image that referenced the Nirvana album, Nevermind. And I couldn't refuse him, so I did this one. The only thing missing, I think I'd like to have some shredded Epstein files in the pool as well, subtly in the back. But yeah, I thought this came out. And I did shrink his penis down a little bit, just for anatomical accuracy.
Just for accuracy. Now, is this a conversion you did by hand? Did you use a
No,
tool?
this was Owl 3D.
Owl 3D.
They did a great job. I didn't have to. I did a little bit. Well, some of it I did in Photoshop, adding the head and kind of blending it into the body.
that's very nice. The only suggestion I would make would be, instead of a single dollar bill, make the 250 that Trump so badly wanted.
Yeah, right. Good point. Want to keep it as close to the Nevermind. And, you know, going after small change is kind of his MO anyway. You know, he just matters that it's money and he's getting it.
Yep.
So it's symbolic. The one is symbolic.
I like how the line that's hooked that bill is kind of extending out of the window. Is that a manipulation that you made, or did Owl figure that out?
Yeah, in fact, the one thing that Owl did not do well was the hook was totally out of it. So I cut and pasted that, and I angled it out a bit to give it that depth.
And did you apply the face before or after the 3D conversion?
I did the face before.
Okay.
The 3D conversion.
It looks really seamless in 3D.
Thanks. And I like the Purvana for Nirvana, and Tiny Mind
Right.
for Nevermind.
Bob, how much time do you spend on a conversion like this?
This one, no, it's hard to tell. I get kind of lost in them, but Owl did a great job, I think, for the most part. And then I would tweak it, and then stereo photo maker, and some blending and color changes. I think the original water was deep blue, and I wanted it to have that kind of algae look to it. So I did the subject selection in Photoshop, and then took the background and the hue saturation levels and changed it.
And I see you've got some clumps floating around.
Yeah, I would have
in
done more
3D
of that.
space.
I'm glad you noticed that. Yeah, I went in and selected and shifted some of those. I wish it were more. I would do more paint chips and things like that, but I didn't want to take away from the main concept of it.
Yeah, very successful. Well done. You can keep this one in your back pocket for our next humor special. This one would definitely fit. I hear I put the link to the Owl 3D conversion software in the chat. I think most of us are familiar with it. I hear there's a native Mac version being released or has been released.
I've been trying in vain. I have it on my I have a PC laptop, but I've been trying to get it onto my Mac Studio and having devil of a time. And anybody who's versed in it, I apparently had 2 email addresses connected to Owl, and I get caught up in a loop where they say you're signed in and then ask me to sign in again, and endless codes. It's just it's been very frustrating. So
it's not that they don't make it very easy to install. I really it seemed to make me jump through some hoops before I could install the Windows version.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why they make it so complicated, but
I don't either, and there's nobody to call.
of course. Well, I'm going to try RenDepth next myself for my next conversion.
And you've tried Depth Anything? I find that excellent.
I have
and
not.
It's using the same. Oh, it's free. It's Masuji Suto's program. It's on his website, and it's basically what RenDepth is using. I think they're using version 2 of Masuji's program. So I think you'll be really happy with it. That and Owl have been my go-to. In fact, I canceled my Immersity subscription.
Seems like these free versions are catching up with Immersity. I don't think Immersity is the necessarily the best player anymore.
Yeah, well, I've tried them all, and Immersity's in 3rd place for these other 2.
Yeah,
so
great to know.
Does it convert videos as well, Bob?
Yes, in fact, Owl 3D is the one that is the best for video conversion, which I don't have enough firepower. I would have loved to have converted some of my things for 3D Con for animation, which Harold's doing, but he has a much more powerful machine than I do right now. So, but yeah, Owl is the way to go for video, and for stills, I think it's great. He's using RenDepth, which is using Depth Anything. So I would suggest stills to try Depth Anything.
And I
noticed that Depth Anything on Hugging Face will give you 8 free ones a day, conversions to depth maps.
Oh, really? I haven't been using Depth that much, so I haven't noticed that, because it's all been, nobody's been after me to subscribe to anything on Depth Anything. So,
well, thank you, Bob.
Sure.
Let's move on to our next photo. This is a native stereo photo coming up. It's by Melinda, and the title is Spanish Entryway, and that will be coming up next. There we go. Melinda, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so this is a house in Pacific Heights, just above me, and it has this beautiful, lush entryway that always catches my eye. And I've tried a couple of times um, to do some like really tall cha-chas, but um, never really worked. Uh, this time I thought I'd go up the stairs a little bit and try a different angle and use the Beam Pro, and finally got a composition that I think looks okay. Um, it's sort of split half and half between the house and the jungle kind of thing, um, but um, but that's fine because they do sort of talk to each other. Um, and I think it was kind of the perfect uh, distance and separation for the Beam Pro. The wide angle lens helped a lot, as it usually does. So so yeah, it was a really great subject. Really kind of tricky to figure out where to get a good stereo shot, but there's all kinds of depth to it. So I'm glad I tried again.
Yeah, great shadows also at play. And you have sort of that Oleg split screen effect happening where right in the middle you have this barrier that separates two kind of different but related subjects. Yeah, very architectural.
I could try a different time of day, maybe.
This is great because you have the sun behind you, so uh, it's not that as flat as if you took it in the at noon. So I believe it's at the right time.
Yeah, I'm liking the shadows on the walls.
Yeah, maybe it is later in the day. I wonder. It just looks a little blown out to me right now, but I don't know. But I like it.
Yeah. Well,
Not sure what else I could do.
it is a challenging exposure because the building is so bright. But there are probably some blown out areas on the image, but it doesn't really they don't really call attention to themselves. I think the exposure is really good. How are you liking this is the Beam Pro you said? How are you liking the Beam Pro?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's and then a lot of the defaults that it chooses are good. It's one of the problems that I had with the Hydrogen One, which I mean normally it's not a big deal. I take it into Photoshop and can get everything into range as long as it's not like blown out or something. But the Beam Pro sort of gets a lot of them where I like them kind of by default. So it's fewer things to think about. But I think
I think you've mastered it.
Sorry?
Yeah, I think you've mastered the camera. You're getting great results with it. And you've been shooting with it for a few months now, I think.
Yeah, it feels very natural. I definitely like it a lot. I think it's better than the Hydrogen One in pretty much every way.
I'm going to put a link to the Beam Pro in the chat. I think, well, a lot of us are shooting with this now. This little stereo camera.
You can find them for as little as $100 now.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was Walmart had them for 100. I don't know if it's still at that price, but
I guess it pays to shop.
watch the prices and grab them when it's low.
Yeah, yeah. It's a great little camera. Well, thank you, Melinda.
Hmm?
Let's see. Next is a stereo photo by Steve. Steve, tell us about Yoda Fountain.
Well, speaking of the Beam Pro, I just started using it.
Here we go.
This is one, although I paid $200 for it. Anyway, that I felt like that was a good deal because I like the camera. I think it's really great. Everything that Melinda said, thank you, Melinda and Matt and whoever else recommended it. This is, yeah, you can see because it has a wide angle lens, which can be very useful. And the affinity manipulation is I darkened the sky and lightened the fountain because the fountain was kind of in shadow because of course it's a silhouette. So, and those of you not in the Bay Area, if you visit, this is in the Presidio, just a short distance from the Disney Museum. It's at ILM. Lucas has this really beautiful campus there, and it's open to the public. And you can't go inside the building, but you can walk around outside.
Very nice. Does the X-beam have a magnetic ray that pulls the sun closer and makes it bigger?
Yes. You have to know somebody over at ILM, but
Yeah,
because they can do just about anything.
yeah. All you need is a bicycle with a little basket in it going across the sun.
I love that lens flare.
Yeah.
Down at the bottom, kind of mixes in with the fountain.
And it does sort of help illuminate the sun helps illuminate the water.
Yeah, nice backlit effect, yeah. I'm impressed with this one. I've tried photographing this statue, but Yoda is actually pretty small, or maybe life-sized. It's not like it's not like a large monument or anything. So you do have to get close for it to be recognizable. And yeah, I think with the X-Real Beam Pro, since it has these wide lenses, you can get closer than you could with like the W3. Very nice.
Thanks. Yeah, that's true. You can get very close to your subject. I'll get one coming up where I probably get too close.
Well, we'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Steve.
All right.
Next is one by me. It's another landscape. This is also in Point Richmond. This is on the other side of the hill, taken on a different day earlier in the morning. I really wanted to get that sunrise light. And I'm pretty happy with this one. What I really like about it is in the background, the sun was illuminated the infrastructure back there, the rail yard, and farther back the Chevron refinery. You can see a little bit of smoke being emitted moving up. And I think that helps to kind of draw the eye into this photo. This is overlooking the wastewater treatment plant, the tech center, that's Cutting Boulevard, and then there's the rail yard, the refinery, which is pretty much out of sight, and then the bay, which is kind of shrouded in that morning fog. And oh, and I'll add that I took this twice on 2 different trips. My first attempt, my stereo base was too wide. I had the camera set at about 3 feet, and these trees were just too close, and it just was too painful to view. So I went back the following week. I didn't have as clear a day, but I did narrow the base a little bit. And it is pretty hyper, but I think at least it's not going to give you a headache.
Oh, it's very comfortable.
Good, good. And Tor, you're looking at it on your TV?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I really like the leading line of trees. You've got all these different layers of depth going along the left side. Very much like your last one too. A lot of good depth content.
Yeah. Thank you. A lot of layers. I think the trees, as you said, really all of the depth is in the trees and the cliff, because once you look at the city, it's, you know, far enough back that it's pretty flat. But yeah, I'm happy with the composition. I'm happy with my stereo base, and I'm really happy with the light. Thank you. All right.
Oh, I have a little problem.
Oh,
I accidentally voted on one of my own images, and I can't unclick it. All I can do is choose different numbers. And I tried closing the window and reopening, but it remembers all of that.
Okay, I'll tell you what. For now, just give yourself a 1. And for moving forward, I'll put in a 0 option in case we make that mistake. So it'll go from 0 to 5 instead of 1 to 5. I'll start doing that next week.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't worry about it too much. Just give it a 1. We'll still have a general idea. I mean, if that one's the top selection by 1 point, then maybe we can duke it out or something. But it'll be fine.
Thanks.
Sure.
A cage match on the White House lawn.
Yes. Sadly, that's no longer a ridiculous idea.
No, unfortunately.
Yes. So let's move on to one by Bob while we've got you here. Let me move on to Survivors.
Yeah, this was an iPhone Cha-Cha taken in Roy's Redwoods. This is a stand of redwoods that were hit by lightning, and they're still going.
Oh, that's great.
It almost looks like a tree split in 2.
Yeah, well, they do grow together, and it's an amazing place. They've done a great job of renovating and improving the trails there. It's.
I thought it was ferns or something at first. What's your separation?
Oh, I did. I don't know how much I did. Only a couple of inches. Normal separation, maybe a little bit wider, because it's a Cha-Cha. So I usually take 3 or 4, and then choose. But I use wide angle, the widest angle lens on the iPhone.
Yeah, it's very comfortable for me to view, and I love all the texture in the burned areas. It's got some nice sharpness there.
Yeah, I like the red bark that remained on the bottom a little bit. Has a kind of flame feel to it.
Yeah, it's a natural subject for stereo. Very nice. Thanks, Bob. Was this a recent shot?
Yeah,
Looks,
it's not, well, this is probably a couple months ago.
yeah. New to me.
Yeah, there's, if you ever get out this way, let me know. I'll tell you the trees to go look for. This is actually, you can get into this middle of the circle of these trees, and it's really impressive.
Tell us the name of the. It's a park, you said.
It's called Roy's Redwoods. It's actually where Lucas filmed some of the Ewok Planet. You know, the racing. I don't know what they call their jet racers or whatever that go through the forest or the redwood trees. That's where they filmed it.
All right. Well, I've just put the link in the chat for anyone who's curious. I'm not familiar with this location, but
it's a wonderful place. They did such a great job for it. And there's even a place for kids to build their own forts from some of the branches and parts they just left of damaged trees.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for the tip.
Sure.
And thanks for the photo. It's beautiful. All right. Thank you, Bob.
Sure.
And let's hear next from Melinda. These are dueling turrets.
Yeah, so some more houses in my neighborhood. And just came across this and realized I could get up underneath them. There's sort of dual stairways. You can go up from either direction to a common landing area, and then the path into the doors. So I just needed to go up to the top of those stairs, and took a few cha-cha images. Pretty simple. Fairly wide base. This is with the Beam Pro, also just in 2D mode, but with the lovely wide angle lenses, it wanted about a 5 or 6 inch stereo base. Nice lighting, nice time of day. But mostly I just like the contrasting color of these two turrets, very close to each other.
It's a
It must be kind of funny for people to when people are in both turrets and suddenly notice each other.
It's like they could reach out and touch each other.
I think you could just about reach through and shake hands. I've thought about that. I would like to see that.
Stretch a ladder across.
I like the geometry in this photo. You've got the contrasting circles, the cylinders, as well as the rectangles, the blocks. And it's a great angle. Look up.
Look up, indeed.
Yeah.
And I just get a flying saucer flying by. Perfect, right in the middle.
Stick it in there.
There you go.
Well, I would argue a jet would be more recognizable. A flying saucer might just be like a circle in the sky.
Well, geometrically it works, though.
That's true, yeah.
Well, I did very long ago submit an image that was not too different than this. I think it was just looking up at one house which had like more than one turret, and so sort of like stacked, or staggered circles, and then the full moon was in the sky. So it gave very much that effect.
Yeah, moon would work.
Yeah. Perfect.
You can use photo pills to get the right date for to get the moon in the middle.
Oh, smart.
But it could be a foggy day. You might just
And then
want
you go
to
back next year
stick it there. That's
until
it.
you get
Well,
it.
no. I believe if you can get it that night, you can get it the next day. You have like plus or minus 2 or 3 nights to get it. Almost the same shot.
Good point.
Very nice. Thank you, Melinda. Okay, Steve. July Jenga. What's the action here?
Yeah, this is very recent. This is 4th of July El Cerrito festival, and was walking around and I saw them playing with this thing. I was, kind of in my mind, I said, "Oh, I'll get it at the moment it starts to, or it falls over." And even at one point shot some video, but they just kept going a lot farther than I thought they would. And so then I just started taking still pictures again, and it did finally fall over, but didn't get a good picture out of it. But this is pretty close to the end of it, and I like that, everybody's got their head tilted up looking at it, and it was good, decent pose for the kid doing the hard work. But yeah, I probably took 50 pictures of this thing.
Very, very comfortable stereo space here, even the kid in the foreground.
Yeah, I moved him.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't, but a stereo photo maker, I slid him so that his back is the part that touches the frame line.
Oh,
Is
you converged on him. You didn't reposition the image of him.
I converged him, and then so that the head, it's good because he's tilted.
Yeah.
The head is extending a little bit from the
Yeah, it
frame.
works very well, and I'm still able to work with the deep background.
Yeah, let's give the credit to Beam Pro. It is, like I said, it's a great suggestion. I really love working with the camera. It does a really nice job. Does a good exposure. I mean, I still have my W3. It still works, but I don't know how much. I like also that it's so slim. It can fit in my pocket alongside my phone.
Mm. Yeah, I still pull mine out periodically.
My W3 is in my personal museum now. Well, Steve,
Speaking 4th of July, have you ever tried shooting fireworks with any kind of 3D set?
We had a member.
Yeah, John shot bunches of fireworks shows. I forget what his setups were.
I remember Oleg had a nice shot of some fireworks that he shot at a pretty far distance, and had 2 cameras pretty separated.
Mark Wilkie from the Cascade Club has some amazing both video and stills of fireworks. I highly recommend it if you can archive some of the previous Cascade. I think the last meeting featured some.
Cascade, okay.
Yeah, that
I remember Oleg's. Yeah, it was pretty spectacular.
Yes, because I've heard that during this 4th of July, you got some fireworks on Golden Gate Bridge, right?
Well, below the bridge.
Okay.
But I mean, it's historically interesting. You could see the fog glowing in different colors, different times, but you couldn't see much of the fireworks except for just falling out.
Okay.
The very bottom.
And they are far away to get some stereo, right?
You would need, yeah, you would need at least 50 feet, I think.
Wow, no, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
this is my 5 minutes. You should be talking about my.
sorry.
well, I do have
Just
something to add
kidding.
to I do have something to add to your photo. I love the tent. I think it sort of contains the whole action, and I think really makes the shot.
Oh,
Yes,
probably
Steve.
helps the lighting too.
Yeah, nice diffused light. I think you caught the decisive moment here. There's the sense of anticipation that something is going to happen. It's great that everyone's face is visible and unblocked, and they're all looking at the same thing. Even the person in the background with their arms crossed is watching the action. I think you picked the right one, Steve.
Thank you. It takes some effort because it's one of those things where every other pictures have other things to recommend them. But yeah, I think
Indeed.
this is a decent framing and a good moment.
Well,
Thanks,
Steve.
Matt.
Yeah. And speaking of the Cascade Stereoscopic Club, they are the Portland, Oregon Stereo Club. They meet on Zoom like we do on the fourth Monday of each month. And if you can't get enough of this slideshow, I encourage you to check out the Cascade Club also. That said, let's move on. I think the next one is mine. Yeah. Another landscape. This is at Mount Diablo State Park. This is a feature called China Wall. It's exposed rock. I forget the name of this geologic feature. And the shot's just okay. I've got what I think is a better shot, a detail shot. I had never visited this area before. I had a lot of fun traversing this stretch and photographing it. I wish the light were more interesting. I wish the sky were more interesting. This is it a state park? I think it is. In any case, the gate doesn't open until 8 a.m. And by the time I had hiked up here, it was about 9:30. So the sun was higher in the sky, and there not being any clouds in the sky, I think that probably detracts from it. So I'll go back next year and try the same shot again. But yeah, I thought it was a fair subject. We'll see more of this a little later.
I don't think it needs clouds. I mean, the sky is so beautiful, and the image itself is quite attractive. I mean, clouds might be nice, but I think this is just fine.
Okay, good. Yeah,
I think
thanks.
I think the rocks are some kind of sandstone or mudstone.
Yeah, it's an unusual erosion process that's happening here, where this ridge has been and is being exposed. I probably should have taken some notes to share along with this photo, but I understand that geologically this is fairly unusual. And it extends quite a bit farther than this. But this is the shot that I took that I think showed the best depth.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, you get enough texture from the rock, so you don't need the clouds. It's enough. Yeah, I believe it's okay. I like it.
Well, I'll accept that. Thank you. I definitely won't put in another sky. I'll keep it as it is.
You can fake it.
Yeah, Photoshop has a sky enhancement feature. Usually I find it's a little too enhanced, but
Yeah, I like the contrast of clean versus clutter here.
okay. Well, I'll take that advice. It is there is some clutter here, yeah. All right, thank you. Let's see, Bob. I'm glad you're able to stick with us. If you
Yeah,
need to,
I'm shining on some of the work I need to do before we leave for 3D Con, but
okay. Well, I do have your
I'll try.
notes, but tell us about bugging out.
Well, the original title I forgot was "What Are You Looking At?" or "Caught in the Act." I think were two other titles I had for it.
Get a room.
Yeah, right. This was shot with my Sony mirrorless camera using Octanez, who makes macro lens for Sony's and other. I think it's pretty much Sony's. He might have them for other cameras. But if you're on Facebook at all, the National Stereoscopic Association page, if you just Google his name, you can see the lenses that he has to offer. And this one I shot at an NSA, one of the previous ones, where I bought one of his lenses and went out and tried it out in the garden. And these guys were going at it.
This is a nice composition.
Thank you.
It's very, very shallow depth, but you sort of use the full depth and the full extent of the frame.
It's cropped down. I mean, the nice thing about the Sony mirrorless, I get a lot of real estate to work with. So this is cropped way in. It's probably a quarter of the actual image.
Is this an adapter that fits over a single lens, or
No,
does it
takes the place of the lens? So it's like an interchangeable lens. So you just snap it in, and you take out the lens that's on the camera and put this one on. I can next time, if I don't know if I'll be here during the convention, but I can show it.
Bob, tell me
Bob,
again.
you could have
go
put
ahead.
Putin's head on the one on the left and Trump on the one on the right.
It would be a theme, it would be
Yeah.
a shared theme. Wow.
No, I thought he had a lot of character too. I assume it's the male.
He's got the longest antennae, it appears.
Right. But he does look like he's kind of like, what are you looking at?
Is this natural light, Bob? Did you use like a reflector or a flash or anything?
No, I had a flash that I was
Okay.
holding off camera.
Yeah, it's very nicely lit.
Yeah, I was impressed. His lenses are very sharp.
Incredible. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Bob.
Sure.
All right. And just as a status update, we're doing great here. We have just a handful of stereo photos in tonight's slideshow. So I'm not going to run the timer. I'm not going to be too strict with the time. Let's move on to Melinda's tent tops.
Yeah, so this I don't remember what the event was. I don't think this was for the 4th. I think this was a bit before that. But yeah, it's right on the path where I walk down to the water's edge a lot. and they had these tents set up on the grass, and I was really taken with the texture of the tops of these tents, and so I climbed up on one of the they have these large barrels full of water that hold them down at the corners. So it was pretty easy to stand on top of that and take all the pictures I wanted. And I thought that I was going to use. I had both my cameras, so I thought I was going to use the hydrogen one for this because it's so close. The nearby tent is only like 2 feet away or something. And but I tried that, but it didn't work that great. So switched back to the Beam Pro and got this. And I did see the bird coming in from the right, and
You can get him to fly a little closer. It would be great.
well, I thought it was fine like that.
Yeah.
And I took a bunch of other pictures too, but this ended up being the one that I liked the best. And then I kind of like the fact that most of the main subjects are sort of all on this long diagonal, and then the lines of the clouds too sort of go along the opposite diagonal. So it's a little bit like a study in diagonals.
Love the texture. Looks like dunes of snow.
Yeah, that's definitely what caught my eye. It's and it's kind of even reflective. You can sort of see where some of the clouds are reflecting in the tent. And everything is blue. I couldn't do anything about that. I tried all kinds of different color adjustments and things, but it just wanted to be blue.
I think that works. Would you, Melinda, call this one of your blue hour photos, or is that just the conditions of the day?
You know, this may very well have been blue. Well, I think it probably, without that much cloud cover, it probably would have been golden hour.
Mm-hmm.
But there is so much blue going on here that maybe it does qualify as blue hour. I did think about that. I'm not sure. I wonder if I can.
This might be a good candidate for monochrome.
That's an interesting idea too. Oh, I'll try that. I can try to look up the actual time.
It looks like it's later in the day or earlier in the day.
Let's see. Oh, 7:22. Yeah, so
It looks like the fog
7:23. So I guess that's golden hour.
Yeah, I think it qualifies.
It's just the cloud cover is making it look so weird.
I think it looks really natural.
I guess it's just, yeah, it was
That's
striking just how much blue.
Light. Yeah. Well, don't fight it. Oh, very nice. Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you.
Our next image is titled 3DB, and it's by Steve.
Yeah, this is the one that I may have gotten a little too close. I was kind of seeing what the Beam Pro could do. This is a frame of video, so I was kind of following. This is in my neighborhood, taking a walk with the camera and encountered this bee. and doing his thing. And let me look at it. 3D. And I've cropped it also quite a bit. It was much I was and encompassed a much wider area and cropped it down to like I think it was only 380 pixels high, and then I ran it through Topaz to upscale it to 1080.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is hard to look at.
It's pretty extreme.
Yeah, but it's not painful.
It's good. I mean, I kind of
It's
like
okay.
that the wings come out. Um, I certainly don't have the sophisticated equipment that Bob had for his bugs, but hey, for the Beam Pro, it's not too bad.
Yeah. It is viewable. It's it is I can converge on them. It works really well on the Lume Pad,
Yeah.
the bee and two of the blossoms being in front of the window in a pretty natural way.
Yeah, I love the color. It's beautiful.
Not a lot to do with it. Thank Mother Nature.
Okay, well, give her my regards, and
Next time I see her,
okay,
I'll give her your regards.
definitely viewable. I like it. I tried to do something about the flowers breaking the window on the lower right, but
Or maybe.
It does show how versatile the Beam Pro is if you're getting macros with it. Incidentally, I read if you're using Topaz because you're avoiding Adobe products, I did read that Adobe just purchased Topaz Labs, so I don't know if that's going to change how much it costs to use or its availability or anything, but use it while you can.
Well, it's not a subscription based. I bought it outright. But yeah, I would have to pay if I wanted to upgrade it. But it
see.
seems to do what I need it to do, the version that I have.
Yeah, I think the upscaling is pretty effective. You can't really see details in like the wings or anything like that, but that could be attributed to like motion blur or something.
I believe the wings are is motion based, and the rest upscaling can be hit and miss with Topaz, but it's certainly a smart program. It does a lot of it does a good job quite often. I know Bob's been using it.
yeah, no, I really you do have to watch it. I've come back and noticed that it does do a little bit of uncanny valley on some images, and have to experiment with which models it's using. But it's
Yeah.
that it can take something low res and many times improve it, even though it's enlarging it 6 times.
It's using the AI. It's actually looking through a database of similar images, I believe.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Well, thank you, Steve.
Yay, thanks.
Let's move on. This is my last photo for tonight's slideshow. This is also at Mount Diablo State Park. This is a China wall detail, and I think that these photos, I took a series of these, are in my opinion, they're more successful. And this one was particularly interesting, having that window in this natural formation. That's where my eye is drawn, at least. You know, the light is what it is. This was taken the same morning. Maybe it was probably taken within 10 minutes of the last photo that I showed of this. And I have a lot more of these to share. And I will be back. I'm going to put a link in the chat. I don't want to keep this place a secret. The link that I just put in gives the location and the paths to hike to reach this point. It's not particularly rustic. If you look in the background, you can see there's a housing development back there. You can still hear the street noise, but there aren't too many people out here, so this was a nice discovery.
I like that it frames that tree in the way in the background.
Yeah, it does. That was lucky. I didn't plan that.
Is that a body of water there, that patch of blue?
It is. It's a pond. And I wish more of it was visible. There's just enough to kind of be a distraction. I wonder if maybe I should darken that or something.
No, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I do wish there were more of it to kind of echo that hole in the rock. But
oh, good point. I do.
You can just go back and move a foot to your right.
I will go back next year when the wildflowers are blooming and the grass is green as they are in this photo, and I will do that. It's not a particularly interesting pond. There aren't a lot of features, but I probably should have incorporated more of it. If I had just risen my camera up a little bit over my head, I probably would have gotten a more balanced composition with it.
And does the sun comes through the window in a specific day?
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it does. I don't think it's like a henge type thing. In this case,
you'd have to fight all the druids to get a good shot then.
This is in the morning. The sun is behind me to my left. I'll have to look at a sun position map. And, yeah, see when that happens. If that happens, I didn't find any more of these rocks with windows like this. So yeah, maybe I'll go back and pay more attention to this one.
Yeah, see if you can figure out when the sun sets back there.
Yeah. I'll have to, for some reason, this park opens kind of late and closes kind of early. Now, this really only matters because I have to drive there and I have to park there. No one's going to stop you if you get there at 5 in the morning and hike up to get your cameras ready for a sunset, or come in late for a sunrise, come in late for a sunset, unless, you need to park there because they close the gate. So,
or maybe in winter with a sunset at 4 or something like that.
I took this pretty early in the year because I wanted that late morning light, but this might have been still might not have been early enough in the year. I think I took this in April, and maybe if I was there in March, the light would be more interesting, or I would have more options. I will investigate that. Yeah.
Just making suffering.
Oh, I suffer every day for my art, and I'll be back, definitely. Right now, this landscape is dried out. The wildflowers have died off. The grass is now brown.
Perfect black and white.
Yeah, I think that's all really that would work for me, at least. For this project, I really wanted those verdant greens. I wanted the yellows and the oranges of the wildflowers. Maybe that's not so important, but that was what I was after here.
Well, you got the yellow and orange lichen.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Let's hear from Bob. Bob, are you still with us? He is.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking with us. I know you've got a lot on your plate. This is your last stereo photo of tonight's slideshow. It is Artichoke Ballet, 5th position.
And that I did look it up. That is the 5th position. This is, I took this just a couple days ago. This is a new addition to my garden. And I came out one morning and it just looked like it was doing a little dance to summer. And I just love the pose. So it's an iPhone cha-cha.
That's great.
Yeah, the lighting really really makes it pop.
He's either dancing or conducting the orchestra.
Yeah. Well, the kind of those 2 leaves on the side could be legs coming up in a leap.
There's a tiny bit of retinal rivalry in the background. There's some light hitting a step in the left eye that isn't hitting in the right.
Yeah, and there's, if you look closely, there's some anomalies there I've been trying to touch up, but I'll go back to it and clean it up some more.
But I love having it in direct light with the shaded background.
Yeah, I did select it in Photoshop and then I darkened the background a bit.
Okay, interesting.
But it was already contrasty, but I just whoops, I got a low battery here, 10% left. I better plug in here or I lose you guys.
It's almost as if there's a spotlight on this dancing or conducting figure.
Yeah, well, that's why I kind of added to the ballet feel of it. But I did Google ballet positions, and there was a wonderful photo of a dancer almost in the same position, and that is called 5th position. So,
well, the position numbers are for the feet, and the doesn't really have feet.
Well, this one had the hand. It also mentioned the hand movement framing the head as part of it.
Yeah, that's typical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not going to make the corps de ballet then, but we'll try auditioning anyway.
Well, we don't know what's happening with those roots under the ground.
That's true.
It's a whole nother world.
They could be very well in 5th position.
To me, it looks like it's yelling, "Why?"
Or it's being held up at gunpoint.
It does has a lot of personality.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, everybody. That is tonight's slideshow. I'm going to step away for a few minutes and calculate our results. But before I do that, let me just ask, has everyone who is participating in the poll tonight, have you had a chance to make all of your selections? Do you need me to run through the slideshow again quickly or show any specific photos?
I'm in.
Okay.
No,
Does
thanks
anyone need more
for the warning. I just finished.
Sure.
I had it. I was working on it, and now it seems to have disappeared from my phone.
Let me put the I'm going to put the QR code in the chat again, but it's probably on your phone somewhere.
Yeah, then I have to enter them all in again.
Yeah,
So,
hopefully not, but let's see.
well, it probably doesn't help that I've got 14 apps open. Let's see if it's hiding somewhere back here. No. All right. Let me take a picture again.
And
No.
do you need me to run through them quickly, Bob?
No, I remember them very well,
Okay.
so I can.
I'll give you a few minutes. Take your time. Just let me know when you're done. While you're doing that, I will announce that our next meeting is next week, Tuesday, July 14th. It's our special subject meeting. The special subject is shadows. Make the shadows the primary subject. That's the description we have. That's I think that's pretty clear. And please get me your submissions for next week's meeting by Monday at midnight. By midnight, if you can. I usually have time at lunch on Tuesday to make any adjustments, or if there are any late entries, I'll do my best. Thank you, Jeff. I see you submitted your ballot.
Yeah, I've got mine in.
And you got yours in? All
Yeah.
right. Thank you. I am going to go hide for a few minutes and run this calculation. So I will let you talk amongst yourselves, and I will be right back.
Does anyone, by the way, have any screen that they use for the X-Beam Pro in bright light, or know of any shade that's made? Yeah, just I've been having trouble seeing the image, especially in bright light.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem I've been having too.
And I know I could probably make something, that Velcroed on or something. But I thought they might manufacture something that would deal with that.
One of those curtains that they had at the turn of the century. Did you put a black sheet over your head?
Yeah, that's what we need.
Oh, hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember people making like cardboard shades for their W3s back in the day.
Yeah.
I haven't had any trouble taking my pictures, but previewing them afterwards,
Mhm.
I need to find a shady spot usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually not too big an issue. I mean, if depending on the angle of the sun, you can use your body as shade.
Sometimes.
And plus you can, cross. I can cross my eyes. I can't go wall-eyed. I can't do parallel, but I can do cross-eyed, so I can see it in 3D. That's the big thing I miss from the W3 is showing the images to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the auto stereo displays are very nice for that.
Yeah, I love my spatial glass app on the iPhone. It's wonderful for showing people.
Tell me about that.
Well, I don't know, again, who's offering it. When I got it, it was like $99. And it's basically a screen protector for the iPhone. And it also comes with an app. And so if I take someone's photo side by side, cha-cha or whatever, or using one of the 3D apps on the iPhone, I can quickly save it to the spatial glass app, put it in the folder, and just show them immediately on the phone. They don't have to wear glasses, and it's like
So
it's a mini Lume Pad, basically.
is it lenticular?
Yeah, I can't even see the lines on it, whatever, but it just, you apply it over your normal phone. I have no idea that it's even on there. It's invisible. And I don't know if I could demonstrate it, but I'd have to turn
And
it.
once you've applied it, do you have to do some adjusting to make sure that that it lines up properly?
Actually, they include a frame that you can utilize to put it on. I didn't realize that was in there. I just did it by eye and was very careful, and it's never given me any problems. It seems perfect to me.
I put a link in the chat to Josh's spatial glass.
Yeah.
And right, so it's neat. They have a mirror on top in like the box it comes in. So it uses the camera into the mirror to align the screen.
Oh, so it's got some depth to it.
Well, no, just for the alignment process.
Yeah, this is just.
So
Oh,
it
okay.
knows how to align it. It's using the built-in camera aimed at a mirror, so it has that feedback.
I getcha.
And once it's calibrated, then it uses the camera for eye tracking.
It's just for the iPhone?
I think they have an Android version now.
Yeah.
For some Samsungs.
And what about a Beam Pro?
I don't think they have it for that.
Yeah, it looks like it's a phone-based thingy.
Well, a Beam Pro is a phone.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
Yeah, for the Samsung Galaxy, they have a version.
Yeah. Costs more.
I don't understand this. Is it
The app creates an interlaced image, and then you put the lenticular lens over it, and the or the screen over it, and then it's.
Oops. Too bright. It's going to show you the. It does.
interesting?
It
So
certainly looks like lenticular from here.
Yeah. But
So it looks as if it's deep in the phone rather than projecting out of the phone, right? Am I getting that right?
the nice thing about it is that you can control the depth. So let's see if I can do this backwards. It has a control. There's a depth slider on here.
Uh-huh.
I can control how much that frog is either coming through.
I see.
And also it has an outdoor mode and indoor mode, so you can brighten your screen, which is nice.
But what I'm trying to wonder is that thing somehow bending the light and projecting it out of the screen, or like a hologram?
I think my understanding is it's more like a lenticular screen, like like a winking Jesus, and it's just taking the light from your phone that's giving the illumination.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it is tracking your head, so if you try to show it to 2 or 3 people at the same time, it can start flipping back and forth, just like the Lume Pad. It's very similar.
Huh.
Well,
thank
you.
But
Go
I
ahead,
love
Jeff.
it. I think it's just great, and it's a wonderful way to show things to people immediately.
Sorry, I get kicked off there for a minute. Did anybody else get interrupted? That was weird.
I think it was just you.
Huh.
And I'm just now going to show the results. So your timing is perfect. Sorry to interrupt the discussion. Let me share my screen. If you're following along on our Twitch or YouTube streams, you're not going to see this chart. But if you're following along on Zoom, you should see the results now. Bob, it looks like your Survivors was a clear favorite tonight, as was your Bugging Out. Boy, it's you got 3 in a row here. with Survivors, Bugging Out, and Artichoke Ballet, 5th position. Interesting how these are kind of grouped. And thank you for your votes. Thank you for your participation. I think we had an excellent slideshow tonight with some very original ideas. So, I don't want to disrupt the conversation if you guys were in the middle of something. Does anyone else have anything they would like to add or share or discuss before we call the meeting?
I had a couple.
Go ahead.
I had a couple questions just because
Sure.
I've been isolated in my own world of 3D for decades. So I shoot stereo realist. I like film. I have a 16 millimeter Bolex. I have a collection of video cameras from before 1970. I like old video, Vidicon. And I've decided to get back into stereo. And does anyone like meet with film and projectors anymore? Is that just kind of gone now, right?
We have in-person events a couple times a year, but we don't project stereo realist slides anymore. The reason being it's just such a big job. It requires 3 people to do the horizontal and the vertical.
Right.
We do project digitally, and we also have a 3D TV that we share our stereo photography on. We used to meet, of course, in person once a month.
Right.
We did that all the way up to the pandemic. And then in March 2020, that went on hiatus. We started meeting on Zoom. And that's when the in-person meetings kind of fell by the wayside. So we still set up special events, public screenings, that kind of thing. But we don't do the monthly in-person projection with the realist projector anymore. Now,
I remember they had speedometer cables hooked to the controls.
Right.
Yeah, very, very fun, actually.
That was hilarious.
Right.
But those guys were no joke. They had unbelievable stereo slides. I was blown away by it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But here's I've got 9 ectographic projectors for a 9 ectographic show that I used to do that I still have set up.
Wow.
In here. And
I have a big projector. I have a realist projector, a 760. I got the whole thing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Never get rid of stuff.
So. I know.
We still have our realist projectors and all that gear.
Yeah.
The last realist show that we projected was probably like 8 or 9 years ago.
Oh yeah.
We did a collection of slides from Thailand by a member. There certainly still are stereo photographers shooting with the stereo realist. Do you have the means to scan your film? Do you have a negative scanner or a film scanner?
I don't have one, but that would work.
That might be sort of a compromise. I haven't shot on film for a while. I still have my realist and I've got my Ninslow. And that was my solution. Shoot on film, develop the film, don't have it cut it yourself, put it in a film scanner, and then display them as digital scans of your film. Melinda, did you have something to add to that?
No, I was just waving bye to Robert.
Okay.
Oh, thanks. Thanks all. Bob. Gotta go.
All right.
Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, when we were meeting in person, right up to the end of meeting in person, we were still having people bring in cards, lenticulars, phantograms. So
that's right.
yeah, there definitely still was a physical element to the club.
Yeah.
The one I went to, they had a traveling show, and they had somehow got the best of the best from across the country, and they mailed it to each other. And I remember seeing somebody somehow had rigged a stereo realist or a 3D camera at an NBA game up above the basket looking down in. And I believe it was an LA Lakers game.
Hmm.
And it was somebody doing a layup to the basket looking straight down from above. And I was like, oh my God, how did they get that done? I mean, they were just unbelievable shots, you know.
Incredible.
One of our members, occasional visitor, is a sports photographer, and showed us some extraordinary stuff he'd gotten of race cars going back to the 70s, if I remember correctly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So, Jeff, we would love to welcome you back. We would love to see some of your new stereo photography, as well as your existing stereo photography. If you're able to acquire some sort of a scanner.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I can. I've got so much photography gear, you know.
or just use a camera to shoot the slide.
Sure.
Yeah, that would work too. I'm aware of that. I have a light board I can, but I think what you said, by just leaving them mounted and scan them in, I wonder if a lab would do it for me.
Maybe so. They are kind of, odd shaped.
They are. You're right.
Expecting, traditional slides, but they might be able to fit them in their scanner.
Yeah. What size are they?
Well, they're realist format. I'm not exact. They're vertical.
Yeah, they're kind of rectangular, kind of wide. I know I've got some in a closet here.
I can recommend somebody that scanned a bunch of old negatives for me, and he did a really good job. I'll put the link in the chat.
I have so many projects. I even have negatives my grandfather shot in World War II that I've been meaning to get printed. Should do that.
Yeah, and this guy works pretty cheap too. So definitely, if you contact him, let him know that I sent you.
Okay.
Now, Melinda, you've shown us some scans of some vintage stereo slides. I think there were some family photos.
Yeah, my father left me a big collection of his 35 millimeter black and white negatives, and I didn't really have any way to even see what was on them, other than just taking a couple snaps and inverting them, just to see that there's some good stuff there. But I've been working through restoring them, but I needed to get them scanned at a high resolution, and it took a bit of back and forth for us to find exactly the right settings to get that done. But the results have been quite good.
Yeah, the slides that you showed us, I mean, the photography was really nice, and the scans did not detract from it at all. They had a nice, film look. Yeah, Jeff, if you can make that work, we'd love to see it.
Yeah,
I totally respect that you're a film photographer. If you wanted to go digital, we're all using this X-Reel Beam Pro. It's a very inexpensive.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's basically an Android tablet with 2 lenses on it. you know, it's an option, but I don't
Mhm.
want to take you away from the medium that
No.
you love and that
Well,
you're
no, I'm
already
stuck. I'm not
familiar.
stuck on it. It's just convenient. I have a few cameras, and I wouldn't mind expanding. I was impressed by your photographs, and you're using two digital cameras side by side, right? And you spread the inocular difference.
That's how the photos that I showed tonight, yes, and some of us also, Roberto's. Um, those are ours were made with two synchronized cameras.
Right.
Some of ours, I know some of Bob's were Cha-Cha's, you know, two exposures taken with a single
Right.
lens camera, smartphone camera. And then a lot of us, I also shoot with the X-Real Beam Pro. I didn't have any
Uh-huh.
of those photos to show tonight. So yeah, we're using a variety of cameras. For years, many of us were using the Fuji W3,
Right.
which I think all of our W3s are kind of worn out now, or we're basically,
Mine still
upgraded.
works.
Yours
I
is
actually
good.
got some shots. I don't know if anybody else was out in San Francisco during Pride, but there was a magnificent laser display out in front of City Hall,
Right.
and I got some shots looking straight up
All
into the
right.
sky with those, and hopefully we'll bring those in at some point.
Uh-huh.
Please do, Tor. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember I had a chart at one time, and I know it was set up for the realist, but I'm sure there would be something similar now, or some rule or formula. Like it would always say, if you have a near object, if you have infinity in your
Like what percentage of the frame? What percentage? Are there? I eyeball it myself
yeah,
when
but I
I
mean,
do a cha-cha.
I remember specifically, like, if you had infinity, the closest object should not be closer than 7 feet, right? Or if you have an object that's 3 feet away, then your far object should not be more than 10 feet away. Have you ever seen a chart like that?
Yeah, there are algorithms. There
Right.
are and there are apps that will help you calculate this based on the distance of the foreground, middle ground, and background elements
Right.
in your
Uh-huh.
composition. It also depends on the size of the sensor or the size of the film in your camera, as well
Well,
as the lens. But
I was like on your photo of the distance, right? Of the man, or of yourself walking through that valley or whatever.
mhm.
I like that photo a lot, and I was thinking, I wonder, you would have a new algorithm or rule when you're spreading that camera apart. Like how far apart were your cameras in that
in that
shot?
in that shot, the cameras were about two, maybe 2.5 feet separated between the lenses.
Uh huh.
Now, I could have run a calculation in order to determine that, but frankly, I found that it was just easier to kind of do trial and error.
Right.
And
And then you get a feel for it after doing it a while.
exactly, I just sort of, yeah, you just get a feel for
Interesting.
it after a while, and
Eh,
it's a fairly forgiving technique also. I mean, of course, if you go
mhm.
too far, you're not going to be able to see the stereo, and if it's too narrow, same thing. But there's definitely some leeway in there, and if you're shooting digital, then you can make multiple exposures and pick the pair that's the most
Right.
comfortable.
Do you have them like on a piece of wood, like on one tripod, or like on some kind of level, or?
A lot of folks use slider bars.
Huh.
Yeah.
Either a single camera on a bar or two of them being able to be positioned on the bar on sliders.
Uh-huh. One thing too, like I always think about, like when I shoot with a single lens reflex, I like to use a polarizer, but that doesn't work well in stereo, I don't believe.
It should. I mean, it gets confusing when you talk about polarization in stereo because there are exhibition methods and presentation methods that involve polarization, and some people think you need that for photography, but you don't.
I was
You
thinking,
should.
like in the blue sky, you get that deep blue with a polarizer, right?
I mean, you should still be able to use any, photographic technique as long as it's consistent between the two eyes.
Right. It's hard to do that.
Yeah. What has come up with shooting video, a lot of video camera setups, professional setups, the cameras are too big to sit side by side, so they shoot through a beam splitter.
Right.
And when you do that, you do run into the potential polarization conflicts where you're seeing through a car windshield with one eye and you're seeing a reflection in the other.
Right.
That's really only in those scenarios.
Now, I've shot with polarized filters, and you can definitely do it. But if you're shooting with two lenses, you have to make sure that those polarized filters are set exactly the same, or you'll get retinal rivalry because
you get that shimmer.
Exactly. The polarization will be slightly different.
Unless that's what you want, of course.
Yeah, you can use that creatively. And Roberto, I definitely wanted to mention if, Jeff, if you haven't looked, Roberto posted in the chat a link to his camera rig, or one of his camera rigs. And I actually use the same cameras. My rig isn't as sophisticated, but that's how, for those of us who are shooting with two digital cameras, that's a technique that you could explore. But being a film photographer, sounds like you already have the cameras, the tools that you need.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. This is really interesting to me. Everything you're talking about. I just have one last question. Is it with the newer methods and newer cameras, do you have a way of doing macro photography? You do?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One of our past members did some extraordinary micro photography with a special rig, shooting lichens and crystals and things. Just beautiful stuff.
That sounds. Yeah, I like that stuff. Huh.
Yeah.
So interesting. It's been eye-opening, this experience tonight. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed this.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah, Jeff, we hope to have you back.
I'll be back.
Great. We meet twice a month, rain or shine. Well, in August, we meet once in the month. However, we will be meeting next week, and we'll be meeting the first and for the most second Tuesdays after that. So please drop by, and when you're ready to show us some stereo photography, I can't wait to exhibit it. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah, just keep in touch. Let us know if you have any questions, and we're looking forward to seeing your work.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. Does anyone else have anything?
Yes. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Peter.
Peter
I know you're a
leaving.
couple
Hope
hours
to see
ahead.
you in Albuquerque, whoever's going.
3D Con.
Take care.
Have a good one. Sleep well.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up the meeting. Thanks for sticking around, everyone. Again, great slideshow. Welcome, Jeff. Thank you, Jay, for your collection. Those were really fascinating, a whole new technique. And I hope to see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Facebook.
Thank you.
Facebook just released a 3 image generator.
So it's getting even easier to do this. I see the link. Yeah, grab that link before you go. Okay. All right, guys. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.